Hello everyone and welcome to my first Legendary in Skyrim, or my learning curve. This is Chris, and I appreciate you tuning in and watching my attempts, watching me throw myself at a wall. Actually, it's not bad. I liked it. Well, alright, so yeah. So in front of me, in front of us, we are looking at Chivalry, my Khajiit character. He is on Legendary. I have stripped away the mods that would affect gameplay to allow me to experience Legendary the way everyone else does. So I did all that, and yeah, that's what happened. It was indeed a learning curve, and you see, I do pick up some tricks. My first attempts are. I'm trying to use my Khajiit claws because I know they have better base damage than the weapons available to me at the moment. And I'm just not a two-hander, so the bigger, larger weapons just aren't anything I want. And I actually like the damage I'm doing there with the claws, but the problem is I'm too close, and their weapons are too good. Also, Legendary, so dead again. So I'm not going to talk throughout this entire video. This was a pretty short loading screen, so I just left it in. But, you know, one of the things I really appreciate is Hadvar here. You know, every time you're about to enter that room, he says, let's see if we can reason with them. God bless him for wanting to reason with the Stormcloaks. I mean, their leader is Ulfric Stormcloak. Yeah. So, this does take me a couple of rounds to get through. Not as many as I was afraid of, which was great. And I did continue Chivalry story, and you're going to get more Chivalry videos after this. So, let's just watch as I attempt many different things. I will pop in and out with commentary as it comes to me. Otherwise, I never really have much to say through Helgen, I think. Who knows? Enjoy.
I'll see you in peace.
The certainty, the certain feeling I experience in this Legendary is definitely an amount of tension that took me back to my first time in Skyrim, which was great. It literally is like playing Skyrim all over again in many ways. You have to go back and do all the stuff the mods have made easy for you, and you know, certain aspects that made the game enjoyable after your 100 round through. This round I'm actually going to make it past this part. I decided to use distance, and you know, really, as I heard, I think it's Rasputin on YouTube mentioned in one of his videos that the benefits of playing Legendary is that you get to utilize more of the game's mechanics. And I will say that I've noticed that to be true. And one of the benefits that I was able to make use of, that I've always had to hold myself back on, is weapon charges. Later on, when I enchant my weapons, I don't have to scale the weapon back except for consumption of weapon use, you know, because I don't want to be charging a weapon all the time. And of course, to cut that back, I always will try to minimize that with some reduction, either, you know, destruction or alteration, depending. And here in this room, I want to mention a problem I've had recently, and I don't know if anybody else has, but I have to be careful when I'm backing up twice on two specific, very recent occasions. I was backing up. Eek. I was backing up to get some distance from my enemies, and I ended up trapped. I could not move. I could not jump out. I just ended up somehow tied into the structure behind me, and right here, this is the part where if you back up some more, you can end up just stuck. I had to restart the game to unstuck myself. Above you, and you will see this in when I'm successful here, I want to mention right there is dried elf's ear and garlic. It's your first opportunity to grab the dried elf's ear. I always do. And later on in Helgen, you can grab the spider eggs, and together they make a fortify marksman potion. Chivalry is an archer. And, you know, you may see other Khajiits. Everybody loves the Khajiit. Sure, I really do alternate. It's, you know, it's whatever inspires me at the moment. I mean, I just have a couple Redguard characters, I have a couple Nords, a couple Argonians, so I change it up all the time just to experience different things.
The torture room. Gods, I wish we didn't need these. Hear that? Come on. That's all you got. Enough of this.
Give up one thing you can.
For the Emperor. Fall back.
Damn you.
Watch it.
That's the best you can do?
Fall back.
Is that your best?
No more. I'm on your side. No one here now. You fellows have.
One of the mods I disabled affected my lockpicking. Now my first couple playthroughs, I lockpicked everything. The first playthrough I used the lockpicking tree. Second playthrough I didn't put any points into it. So every lock was, you know, picked by hand. I ended up getting really good at it, and here is me relearning an old skill, which I have to say I'm not doing too bad at. Later on, though, I will admit that there is a master chest or two that I have given up on and walked away from, knowing that there wasn't anything terribly important in it. And basing my low-level randomized loot, I took a chance that it wasn't really going to be worth the effort. Now, I do love hoods for my characters quite often, especially if I can wear a hood that also allows me to wear a circlet. That is the most ideal, or I do love to find Falmer helmets and wear Falmer helmets with circlets, and that works as long as you don't have the unofficial patch. In the unofficial patch, they fixed it so you can't stack those. And because I know this is a very vanilla start, I actually will find every speck of gold I know of here in Helgen. So I'm going to go through there, and you'll see me take a couple roads. Maybe you knew they were there, maybe you didn't. You know, who knows? And here is where I go back to dying. So let's watch that.
Let me think. Stormcloaks, filthy traitors.
Imperial dogs!
That's what you want, huh? You can't hide forever.
I am absolutely terrible at judging the distance with just claws, and you can see I'm not landing a single hit. But I just keep trying anyway. And then I think I tend to power attack all the time. I don't have a very soft tap in the moment, and so I end up running out of stamina all the time. And this is, yeah, killed me. And that's actually the clip I used from the beginning. killed me right out of my Romanesque skirt. But yeah, the two-handers, two-hand wielding people in this area are really my challenge. They really get a lot of damage, and they really are the thing I have to watch out for. Luckily, it doesn't take me too many times to get through this. By the way, and you are watching every death. I have not deleted or eliminated any deaths. This is on Legendary difficulty, and it is my absolute first time playing on Legendary. At the most, I have tried Expert, so this is all very new, including the dying. I'm just not used to dying anymore. But no, this is good fun. I hope you're enjoying it.
The prisoners are escaping. Die, rebel. Put these down.
I cannot best you.
Let's see what you got. This ends now. Skyrim belongs to the village.
Here I decided to try dual wielding now that I actually had the iron dagger from the last room, knowing that, as always, if you put the lighter weapon in your left hand, it allows you to swing faster. And what is it? I think your left hand gets, twice as many attacks as your right hand when you actually do the dual wielding. This is my runaround. I think this is the one where I actually live. Sorry, I've watched it a couple times at this point, and even recorded dialogue once before, but didn't enjoy it. So, oh, is this? I'm nervous. Yes. Alright, I think this is the one. I really just realized here that I needed to keep my distance. Those guys, even if it meant I just run around and sting them here and there, because... Oh, no, I was wrong. Yeah, that was the put into practice, keeping your distance. And here we're going to actually try and apply it better. Yeah, obviously I wasn't keeping track of exactly how many times I died. But I do love this, and it's so hard to burn that without getting burned yourself, isn't it? I mean, maybe I just need to stand back further. But I need one of those bows, because obviously I am just garbage with a sword right now. Most of my characters, as I have mentioned in other videos, do have one-handed or dual wielding as a close combat melee option, but generally I do love archery, though not every character is an archer that I use. And yeah, here these guys are a little scary, and I'm actually considering just running right out now, because I figure Hadvar is immortal, right? He can't really die. So he will just, meet me out at the back of the cave if I run through the rest of the way myself, right? Right? It's a good chance to stop and heal, so I'm going to do that. And really consider what my next plan of action is, because I don't like dying, so I really want to get through this part, and it has gone better than I thought. So at this point I remember feeling really, really excited that this was actually something I could do. And it's not that I don't have the skills or the ability to do it. It's just that I don't enjoy needing to hit them so many times. Honestly, it seems a little weird, but that gets corrected later. As my damage output gets increased, there's a little bit more balance to it, though they still do a pretty good job of nearly annihilating me. But here I've committed myself to trying to take these guys out and trying to go and save Hadvar, because he always tells everyone in Riverwood that you saved his life. So I thought this would be a good time to do it. So I actually feel like I'm doing some good here. I actually feel like the character is part of the story. So Chivalry is now going to equip his bow, and he's going to go over and lend Hadvar a hand after trying to find a good location to take some shots safely. Because distance, man, am I keeping my distance in my playthrough so far. And that's what you got to do. That's the benefit of having the bow, of course, is that you can keep your distance. So a follower in Legendary is, I don't know, a prerequisite, I guess. I don't intend to keep my follower, I think. We'll see. We'll see. But so here I'm trying to line up a good shot. I accidentally fired off an arrow right out of the quiver. And so from here, we're going to take these guys out, and then Hadvar and I are going to make our way further through the cave.
This isn't over. That's the end of that. Let's see where this goes. Damn it, no going back that way. I guess we're lucky that didn't come down on top of us. We'd better push. I'm sure the others will find another way out.
Man, frostbite spiders on Legendary are insane. I mean, wow. I expected a couple arrows, sure, but this was a surprise. Always loot the venom. I do make use of one of them outside of Riverwood. Those wolves that always attack you. And then, again, just a reminder, if you want the Fortify Marksman potion, grab the spider eggs available to you here in this area.
Better stick together down here.
I am saving
Hold up.
a
There's
lot.
a bear just ahead.
You see me drop down a bunch of quick saves here, and occasionally I have even felt guilty of save scumming
Or if you're feeling
just to ensure I make it through alive, which is great. So
easy does it.
I'll take this opportunity to talk about my transition in character really quick. My other videos, I was just throwing up some names and whatever, and I did say Skyplay or I play Skyrim, and it turns out there is someone named Sky who makes videos about Minecraft and other things, and he called his videos Skyplay. I was just thinking Skyrim, I play Skyplay, so then I did not remake the videos, so you will still see in the intro screenshots it still says Skyplay. I do apologize to Sky, that was not intentional. It was just me being too excited to get some videos up, and then I did since change the names of the videos in terms of searchability and things like that. But yeah, so what I've done though is I actually just changed characters to try the Legendary because I wanted to start fresh. So we have a brand new character, and I will just call it I Play Skyrim, and what we're going to do is actually Chivalry is going to pick up pretty much where Boaz left off, where my other episodes left off. It's a different character, but we're starting pretty much the same. They both have achieved roughly the same things. Chivalry may have done a thing or two more. Chivalry's already been to Solstheim, because I was thinking about getting there in videos. But so he will be the character following in the future videos, and I actually have a couple ready to go once they are dialogued. I do love this shot of Bleak Falls Barrow, and I do love this dialogue option, and you don't hear it, you don't hear the story from either of them, Hadvar or Ralof, if you just run ahead.
Draugr creeping down the mountain to climb through my window at night. That kind of thing. I admit, I still don't much like the look of it. These are the Guardian Stones. 3 of the 13 ancient standing stones that dot Skyrim's landscape. Go ahead, see for yourself. Warrior, good. I knew you shouldn't have been on that cult the minute I laid eyes on you.
Now, the videos for Chivalry after this will pick up, as I said, kind of where Boaz left off. So I'm just going to talk briefly about what happened. So because this is Legendary and I really was like starting from scratch, what I do after Riverwood here is I really focus on my skills and things like that. I need money. I actually sit at the Riverwood lumber mill, I cut logs and sell them. 3 or 4 times I sold the logs for money. When I eventually made it up to Whiterun, sorry, when I eventually made it up to Whiterun, I scoured the landscape, stole every vegetable, tons of alchemy ingredients, and then I made a bunch of potions, made some vegetable soup, sold the vegetables that were worth anything, and with the potions and all of the vegetables, I ended up with a tiny little 4,000 some odd dollars. And that was just from utilizing alchemy inside Arcadia's Cauldron. And one thing nobody's ever touched on, so I'm gonna throw it into this video here. If you are early in your game and you need things to sell like I was, and you're just desperate to find anything, stop by the Honningbrew Meadery. The Honningbrew Meadery has barrels, and some of the barrels have Honningbrew mead, and you can just take it. It's not stealing. You can end up with like 12 to 15, 17 bottles or something like that, and you can just turn around and sell it all. So that was a fun little surprise I discovered, and I did make use of that as well in this playthrough. Then eventually I make my way into Bleak Falls Barrow, less prepared than typically ever I have been before. I think the only enchanted weapon or anything I had was I had lightning on my bow, and that was it. And I went to Whiterun, got Janassa, so we went and did that together. She was a great help, allowed me to keep my distance and take some shots and get things done. So we finished Bleak Falls Barrow, and then I had to work, explore, get some more money so that when Whiterun came, I could actually buy the house. I feel like you can't really make money in Skyrim until you have some place to drop your stuff. I feel like that's the only way that I can ever really get good, so I can not have to worry about how much I'm carrying and what I can sell. So trying to get a player home is always a real priority for me in the beginning, and in the Legendary it was just, again, as if I had started a brand new game. No idea what to do. I was just doing everything. I mined some ore, sold some ore. The potions, though, that was huge. I think I purchased 3 or 4 ingredients from her, and then just a couple key ingredients I needed. I went back to my trusty list of alchemy combinations, and $4,000 later, boom. So I ended up killing a dragon on my first visit to Whiterun. There was one right outside the city because of the mod Always Dragons, which I left on because it's just a dragon. And then I had to kill another dragon right outside of Bleak Falls Barrow. As soon as I exited Bleak Falls Barrow, there's always a dragon sitting there, or flying about, waiting for you. And then I just want to comment, I lost my 2 dragon souls after I killed the dragon at the watchtower. Yeah. For Unrelenting Force, when it uses that dragon soul, they stole my 2 dragon souls. Anyway, Chivalry and I will look forward to seeing you in future videos coming soon.
Oh, wow. That was just sitting there?
Why do they say that? I don't understand. See you guys soon. Thanks.